Today we're out walking again. It's it's April 24 today. So April 30 is a big day in Vietnam. It's 50 years since the war ended and Vietnam became united and a whole country. So they do a lot in Vietnam now for this 50 years celebration. And here in District 7 we have the center of District 7, that is Phu My Hung, where I am right now. And this was a park like before, but they didn't have this wide walking pavements or sidewalks, and not so many flowers. It was more grass, and they also built up a very nice playground for children. So it's going to be a park for the public, a big park, very nice. They are still working on it. They have been working day and night to get it done, and now they are planting flowers and do the last touches. Down here they build a house. Not sure what it is. Maybe it's I think that is toilets in the house right here. You see the flowers here. So they built up the whole park here, and they fixed up the road, and they really do a nice, and like I say, Phu My Hung, they spend tons of money on not building this only, but also to maintain it and keep it nice for the residents. That's why the area Phu My Hung is so expensive. And I'm gonna say this, many Western expats, they come here and they cannot even afford to live in Phu My Hung. Phu My Hung is, as I said before, for the rich and super rich, and the reason is they don't build up everywhere. They do build these parks and keep these green areas for fresh air, oxygen, shadow from the sun. Here they have benches all over the place, lights, very nice here with lights and benches. And over here is it is a big park. I don't even know, it's the first time I'm here, so I don't know what everything is and where everything is, but it is very nice. And now they are working and fixing it up, and they did have some opening of the park last weekend, so that was Saturday, last week. And now they are building a lot. Here is some water, not for swimming, but more like a little lake you can sit with to cool down. And it's really a beautiful park that they are building up and fixing up, so everybody can use it. And everything here is brand new. They still building and do the finishing touches. It's really nice. And here we see a little of the parks. Here is in Cam Vinh, here is in Midtown. So you see, this is Phu My Hung. This is not just where I'm now, but this is Midtown is a little down here, and Cam Vinh too. And you see Phu My Hung, they build, but they usually build with a park, and that's why it's so expensive. And here is another photo. Let me see now, approximately we are about here now. This is the park we are in, so this is where they build now. And then if you go over the bridge here and down here, then you have Midtown here. So they too have a park here, and you see the parks here behind, behind, because you have the road going here. So on the back side is parks, and then you have park in here as well. And here is that chateau in here, and here is the Canada School here. So it's that is Phu My Hung. It's a lot of green. Here is a big park, and you go over here and it's a big park. So Phu My Hung built a lot of these parks. Here is Crescent Mall, the shopping mall, and you have park here, you have park on this side of the mall and the river outside, and you have park here and here. It's a lot of parks in Phu My Hung, and that make big roads, a lot of parks. They don't build everywhere. They make sure Phu My Hung, they keep these spaces, and they are not going to build. So if you go to another district, everything will be built, and it will be packed. But that is why Phu My Hung is the expensive area. That is why Phu My Hung is standing out. Well, not only Phu My Hung, but District 7 is standing out from other areas, because we have all these parks everywhere. And that of course raises the price, because you have so many places you can walk, run, go out with your dog, and you can take your children out to play, and you cannot do the same in every district. And here they make something, not sure, but seating groups or something. They are working. Here is sand actually in the playground here. Very nice. So they are building up the park, and huge playground here, as you see, for the children. So this is huge, and I just show a bit of it. I don't go through the whole park, but they are building a big park here in Phu My Hung in District 7, and also the sidewalks and stuff out to the road. They are fixing up the park with a lot of trees, a lot of shade, a lot of flowers, playground for the children, and a new sidewalks to walk on, and lights. So here you can do jogging, here you can you can do walk with your dog, jogging, go walking. And that is why this area is so expensive, because there are so many green lounges everywhere. And I mean, it costs money. Phu My Hung is an investment group, and if they were to build apartments, buildings and villas everywhere here, they could. They could build a lot more, they could sell a lot more, and they would make more money. But they choose not to do, and by choosing that, you know, they keep all these green lounges for the people, and of course that's why they have to take higher price, and that's why it must be more expensive, because it is a life quality in a big city like this that you don't find other places. You don't have like a city center where they basically say, we're not going to build here, we're not going to build there, because we're going to keep the green lounges, the green areas, the parks. We're actually going to build a new park so people can enjoy, and they have lots of people to maintain it and keep it nice. So that's why this area is so great for families. Then I see some say, District 7 not good for nightlife. No, it's not. This isn't a party place. This is a family place. This is a place where you kind of, if you retire, you're done job and you are a senior, you want a more quiet life, this is the place to live. If you are a family with small children, you don't go out and party all the time. This is where you want to live. If you are young, single, and ready to mingle and party, District 7 is not for you. Then you go to District 1. That's where the bars, the girls, and the stuff is. But when you're older, you have wife, you have family, or you are even older and retired, this is the place. It's more calm, you have less traffic, you have all like luxury and comfort you need. And remember, now I'm not young, and I worked my whole life, and it takes time to work up money and assets so you can buy a luxury apartment. When you are young, yeah, you could rent one. It costs you a lot of money, but at the same way, you know, you need to understand that you cannot buy, if you are 27, 30, you cannot, unless you get money from your parents, or you're lucky and you get a very, very high paying job, and most don't have that. So I would say most will not be able to afford this kind of living, this lifestyle, before you are older. And you just need to respect that. You need to accept that. It takes time to work. It takes time to save up money. It takes time to bring up your assets. And then when you're older, when you're 45-ish, then you can buy something like this. But when you're 27, 30 years old, no, this is not for you. You need to buy something cheaper. You need to live cheaper. And when you have small children and stuff, you need to live cheaper. And that's what we did. I mean, when in the 70s, in the 80s, we didn't stress about luxury apartments or luxury villas or luxury houses. We just wanted a house. And then we owned it, and then we say, okay, now if I sell, I make some money. And then we did, and then we bought something bigger or a little more nice. And we lived there for maybe 10 years or 12 years or 15 years. And then we sold it with a profit again. And that's how you do. You get better and better all the time. But do not try to do this on the first go when you're young. You're gonna bleed money. You're gonna be a slave to debt for the rest of your life. Phu My Hung is for the wealthy people. It's not for the young that is trying to establish themselves, because they simply cannot afford it unless they have a super rich mom and dad that pay for it. So, and this is the same all over the world. You cannot go in New York and buy in Manhattan when you're 27 years old. Most can not, unless they get help from the parents or they have a job where they make insanely much money. And most do not fall into those categories. You cannot, as a 27-year-old, go and buy a house in Beverly Hills. It's way too expensive, and that's how it is here too. So I say to the young people, understand the life and understand that money not come fast, it not come easy. You have to work for it, it takes time, it's hard work, and you need to be patient. If you keep working and you keep being patient and you don't spend too much, you actually gonna get there. But if you want everything now, when you're 27, 30 years old, luxury apartment, car, this and that, you're gonna go on a disaster, because the loan, the debt, it's gonna catch up with you, and you have to sell everything, and when you're done, you might even be in debt with nothing. So be careful, buy something cheaper and this and that, and remember, some areas are for the rich, some areas are for the what should I say, middle income, and some areas are for the little income, and some areas are for the poor. And that's how it is all over the world, not just in Vietnam, not just in Ho Chi Minh. So yeah, Phu My Hung is for the rich and the super rich. And honestly, I worked my whole life. I live just outside Phu My Hung because even I could not afford to live in Phu My Hung. Well, with a little modification, I could afford it, but then I would need to kind of go down on my lifestyle. I would need to eat different, do things different and stuff. I could basically afford an apartment here, but then for maybe 5 years I would have to live very cheap when it comes to food and what we do. So we chose not to do that, and we also chose to not have mortgage much at all. So we chose then right outside. So but I could have done a little different, not much, and I could have afforded here, but yeah, it would be a little more struggle, because when you buy a house or apartment, it takes a couple of years. It's tough the first 2 years, at least, maybe 3. And here in Phu My Hung, if I had bought here, it wouldn't be 2 to 3 years, but maybe 5 years. And I done that many times, so when I came here I said I don't want to do that again. So I rather live a little more comfortable and just outside. So that's it. So but yeah, if I stretched everything very good, we could have afford apartment here in Phu My Hung. We could, but we chose not to. And I'm very happy where I live now, because even we live just outside, I still believe we have maybe the best pool in Ho Chi Minh, or at least one of the best pools in Ho Chi Minh City. So I'm very happy with that. That is, and we are so close to Phu My Hung and can use all these parks and this year. So I'm very happy with that. But either way, it is a 50-year celebration coming up. And they are building and they are fixing to make this ready for the 50 years anniversary and celebration, and it's really, really nice. And the park is big, and when after this 50-year celebration, it's going to be a very nice park for people to use on an everyday basis. So this is the newest from Phu My Hung, and yeah, see you again next time. Bye bye. Remember to subscribe and like, please.